white cheddar cheese it grooves, you get a 10 out of 10 from me. But my name is Dennis, and welcome back to another album review. Today we're reviewing debut studio album from singer, songwriter, and multi-instrumentalist Tash Sultana. A couple years ago, Tash Sultana released her debut EP, and it showed a lot of promise. She definitely showed off her skill as an artist, and she showed like she had a lot of potential. It definitely left a lot to be desired, but again, it showed a lot of potential. Through this album, we get to see that potential really flourish. She does a really incredible job on pretty much all facets. To begin with, the production is the thing that stands out the most to me, pretty much all the way through. It features a wide variety of instruments, including, but not limited to, guitars, keyboards, pan flutes, harps, 12-string guitars, and so on. She plays all these instruments extremely well, and she shows her knack as a producer as well. And I'd love to hear her produce some music for other artists maybe in the future, because I think that she could contribute a lot to what other people have to offer. And as far as the lyrical content goes, it is really well written pretty much the entire way through. It covers the story of a drug addict, and we get the intro of it saying that we're going into her mind, basically, that we're going to see a part of her that she doesn't like. And it talks about the process of going through and then overcoming a drug addiction, beginning with how much she enjoys it, how much she loves it, why she enjoys it, because of how it makes her feel, how it makes her day go by, etc., and how much she really relies on it. But then we also get to see the dark side of things, how it's destroying her mind, how it's destroying everything that she's worked so hard for. And someone that she begins drawing close to notices this, and they really do care about her. And they want her to be better. They want her to be better than the drugs. And they do this, but she doesn't want the help. She says things along the lines of that she doesn't need their pity, she doesn't need their assistance, that she's fine on her own, even though she really knows that she isn't. But as the album goes on, she really does warm up to this person more and more, and it even appears like she gets into a romantic relationship with them. And this relationship is able to flourish into her overcoming her addiction. So it makes for a really well done and really heartwarming story. But as far as specific songs go, like I said, we have the intro song entitled Seed, where she tells us basically what the album is about. It's about her, it's about her mental state, it's about things that she isn't proud of. But this is set to a really nice tune, and it kicks off the album really well and sets the tone for the music as well. And Big Smokes and Cigarettes, these both go along the lines of the positives of her drugs, and it's really well produced. Again, I can't emphasize enough how incredible the production on this album is. And they both close off with really strong guitar solos. Well, not necessarily solos, but guitar-heavy instrumentals. And they might have some percussion or a light keyboard in the back to support it, but they're so powerful, so emotional, that you can't help but just feel what the music is telling you. And she does a great job of letting the music speak for her when needed. She even has an entire track on this song entitled 7 that's purely instrumental. And as it should be, it's one of the best produced on the entire album, because she really just gets to focus on the music and not have to worry about her voice or the words. And the instrumentals are just so incredibly done. The entire thing. It's beautiful. That's the only way I can say it. It's truly beautiful. But not only does she play this really strong vocal performance all the way through, though, because she also displays her lighter side of her voice on songs like Mellow, Marmalade and Harvest Love. And these take a more light approach to her sound, and they still offer enough of a cohesive sound to where the album doesn't feel disjointed, but it's still diverse enough that no sound feels overdone. There's so much replay value to this entire project because everything is so unique, yet it melds together so amazingly well. It just is done in such an... like I said, I cannot emphasize enough how amazing the production was. But another track that really stood out to me was Blackbird. And this one, excluding the outro track, is the final song on the album. And it is 9.5 minutes long. And it is nearly entirely instrumental except for one verse in the middle of it. And this one verse takes a really strong approach at basically the themes of the entire album, and effectively summarizing it in one really interesting metaphor about blackbirds. And it's really something you just need to experience for yourself. And even though it is 9.5 minutes, it's one of the quickest 9.5 minutes in music, because it just goes by so fast, because it's such an incredibly done performance, and it's primarily on the 12-string guitar. And even though it primarily is just this one instrument the entire way through, it doesn't get stale. She does so many amazing things with this one instrument that it makes the 9.5 minutes so enjoyable that you don't mind it being 9.5 minutes. And a lot of that, even though not to the same extent, can be said about a lot of the songs in the album, with the vast majority of them being more than 4, if not 5 minutes long, which is fairly long for a song. And even though it is only 13 tracks, it still runs over an hour. But all in all, I loved this album a lot. It's one of the best produced albums I've heard all year, and it still offers really interesting lyrics, and the vocals are strong as well. I mean, they could definitely be more unique, I'll give it that. If I have any qualms with the album, it's that I wish the vocals were more unique. They're good. They are really good, don't get me wrong. I like the vocals a lot. But I fail to see how they set her apart from some similar artists, such as your Tuvlo, or your Lorde, or your Lana Del Rey, especially in the song Murder to the Mind. She sounds very eerily similar to some of these artists in her vocals. But like I said, there's so much to love and so little to dislike about this album. I'm feeling a 9 out of 10. Give this album a listen, definitely. It's one of the best albums I've heard in a while. And make sure to tell me what you thought about it. Tell me how wrong my opinion is, as always, and I'll see you in the next video.